Hey, it's me again, and I'm excited to be wrapping up the free Blogging for Business, Blogging for Bucks program. And I encourage you to share it. It's absolutely free. Share it with your friends. The best place to do that so they don't have to opt in or do anything except consume the content and take action is bmichellepippin.com/blogger. If you want to send them that link, then they can get downloads, all three of these videos, etc. So I appreciate you sticking with me. I love the comments that you've sent in so far. I'm excited about those of you who are interested in the paid blogging program. After we get through the teaching content of this video, then I'll show you where you can find that link to join us. We do have 13 spots left for this. Because it's the first time that I'm offering this program, you get a few different benefits by being part of the first group. One, you get more hand-holding, you get personal attention. There's a lot more interaction in whenever I first launch a program because I'm tweaking it and I'm allowing the program to flex to meet needs in real time, and that's how I create a better program. So you are the beneficiary of that when you go through as an early adopter. But we're going to get to that later. Today, we are going to talk about some little hacks that you can take that will infuse your blog and your blogging efforts with more profit. But first, I'm going to tell you why I love blogging. I talked about the potential of blogging in video 1, but here's the deal. Blogging is something that any of us can do to elevate our profile, get more opt-ins, get more leads, build our authority and our credibility. Like sweat equity, when you're building a house, it doesn't take any money to put into it. It just takes your effort. When you combine effort and strategy and you put that into your business with some consistency, you will be shocked at what happens with your blog. It's the elbow grease of business, is the creating great content to meet your business goals. And so that's why I love blogging. I want to go over some different hacks that are actually questions that you've asked me. And so these are not only answers to your questions, but they're little teeny hacks that are very easy to do, they're free to do, and they will absolutely take your blog to the next level. And they will start aligning the results of your blog with your goals for your blog, which is very, very important. So I want to talk to you about a bait tactic, right? Dan Kennedy says that you can attract any critter to your backyard as long as you have the right bait. And on your website, all of us have bait offers, right? Like, give us your email address and get this free report, or sign up for this and whatever. That's a bait. So you give me your email address and I give you something that you want. Most blogs have at least one bait offer in action on their website. But there's something new that's been happening, and it does take a little bit of time. I'm not asking everybody to do this right away, but I want you to start considering this, okay? There's something now called upgraded content, where you have a blog post, and it's a great blog post. It's meeting the needs of your reader, but again, remember that boomerang philosophy that we talked about in video 1 and video 2? A upgraded offer, an upgraded content offer, is a beautiful additional bait offer for your list. So let's just say that I'm writing a phenomenal blog post on blogging, right? And it's giving a lot of content, it's encouraging, it's telling people how to do blogging better so they get a better result. And then I say, if you click here to download a blueprint to allow your blog to make 6 figures next year, or something like that, right? Well, all of a sudden, the people who are reading this are ideal, right? They're interested in blogging, and I'm offering this upgraded content that is exactly in line with what they're looking for. And so this little strategy, even if you just have one piece of upgraded content that you put throughout your blog, and we'll talk about exactly how to do that in the paid program, but if you just have one little upgraded content offer that you can put in specific pages of your blog, then you will see a tremendous increase in opt-ins, and those opt-ins will not be general in nature. They will be very specific, you will know exactly what they're interested in, and you'll be able to convert them into clients a lot easier and a lot faster. So that's a specific bait offer. So you have your general bait offer that's on your site. Don't take that away, right? We need that there. But we also want to think about maybe 1 or 2 specific upgraded content offers that also align with who our very best clients are. And we want to start to create that upgraded content. Just start with 1. It'll maybe take you 4 hours to create it. And you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of this when people are finding your blog. Here's the thing. Most people are finding our blog post not exactly our home page. And so they land on a post that's meeting their needs. They're ignoring the sidebar, frankly, because it's just like we train our eye to kind of gloss over the paid advertisements in whatever magazine that we're reading. Our eyes are now trained to ignore that little sidebar, and so they're reading the content. You want to make sure your upgraded bait offer, or even the bait offer that you have, right? Align it with that blog post content and put it right there in the blog post itself. That is a great tip that will dramatically increase your opt-ins and the convertibility of those opt-ins if you do it well. I want to talk about the most important page or pages on your blog, okay? One of the pages that I added to my website about 18 months ago is a Start Here page. And that's because I have almost 9 years of content on the blog now. That can get very overwhelming to people. My blog is very content heavy, right? That works for me. I'm not saying it works for everyone or every industry. For me, it works, but it's content heavy. And so sometimes it's really great to draw people's eyes to where they need to start. So BeMichellePippin.com/start here. That's a great place for people to come and figure out, is this the place for me? And you should have something similar on your blog as well. The Start Here page is something that I share. Right now I'm sharing it every day through Periscope. I share it every day somewhere because you want people to come to your blog and be welcomed, right? Because you know that they're new. So have a Start Here page. It's one of the most important pages on your blog because it directs people to where you can welcome them properly. Obviously, your Start Here page should also have a way for them to sign up to become a lead or to get your bait offer. It should be a welcoming process, just as if you had people coming into your office every day at 10 a.m. and you had this little welcome spiel. That's what your Start Here page should be. It should be warm. It should be in your voice. It should be welcoming the right people. But you don't have to stop there, right? If you already have a Start Here page, take a look at it. Make sure it's still warm, welcoming. Make sure it's still telling the truth about your bait offer. Make sure that you're telling people what to expect. Make sure you're inviting them to join your list. But let's say that you've already done all of that. Another page that I like to create, back pages on my blog, are back pages that are for a specific audience. I began doing this really just to support some of the speaking engagements I was doing or the interviews that I was doing or media placements that might show up. But I now have them for all of my critical target markets. So if you go to BeMichellePippin.com/blogger, you'll see, that might be where you're watching this video, but you'll see that this is all for bloggers who want to make more money on their blog. So if you're not blogging or you're not considering blogging, this page would be of no use to you. But when you are looking for something that is going to help you with your own blog, then this is a great page. It kind of condenses the kind of content that I have just for bloggers. I also have a page like this for authors, for speakers, for physicians, and for attorneys. Those are critical markets for me, and so I have a page just for them. And again, these are pages that welcome them properly, that lets them know that they have that they've arrived in the right place. And I'll be honest with you, this is a relatively new thing that I've done, probably within the last 15 months. And I began this because I was courting an attorney as a private client. And this attorney was a female. I was very, very excited about the possibility of working with her. She decided not to work with me, and we had a great relationship. And so, like I encourage all of my clients to do, when someone says no, go back. Like, I really want to get deep into my nose. I want to find out, where did I go wrong, right? Especially if I know that I know that I know that I can help that person. And so I went back to her and I said, what was it, right? Why did you decide not to work with me? And this is a hard conversation to have. And I'm so thankful to this attorney, because we had a relationship in which she could be very, very candid with me. And her answer was, I think I want to go with someone who has more experience with attorneys. Attorneys are a market I work with very, very well. At our last Women Who Wow event, I think we had 6 attorneys in the room. We have several attorneys in the virtual membership, and I have clients that are attorneys, so I have private clients. It was a false assumption that she made. And here's the deal. It's not her fault. It's my fault. And so that is one of the first back pages that I created just for attorneys. So those are some very important pages on your blog so that you can drive people's attention to where they most will feel welcome. And on these back pages, you can just simply tag different blog posts that should show up there because they're exactly for that target market. There could be a welcome video. There can be upgraded content offers. But if you have a couple different core markets, create a back page for them. But you want to start with a Start Here page for everyone, where you are warm, welcoming, and letting people know what to expect. To those who stopped blogging or hate blogging because no one was reading your blogs, the hard truth is that you are correct. No one's reading your blogs. And that's a hard truth. That's a hard place to be. I'm selling a blogging program, right? I would rather start selling you and say, oh, no. If, I'm sure more people are reading your blogs. You just got to keep on and keep up with it and it'll take off. And the truth is, maybe it'll take off, right? Organically. But I don't know that it will. And so here is an unpaid little traffic tip for you. Always assume that no one is going to find or read your blog. That's a really great assumption to begin from. And it's how I write every single blog post. It's how I consider how to promote every single blog post. I start at ground zero. No one's going to read my blog unless I bring them here, right? Unless I bring them here. And so once I write a blog post, I began pondering, how am I going to carve a path to this specific blog post, and who should know about this path? And so there are some strategies that I have for my blog that are kind of standard, every blog post. So I share the blog, I post it and I share it first. And then my assistant shares it once a day for, I think, 14 days, I think. There's a different blog post also shared every single day, a past blog post. I post it on Twitter. Certain ones, depending on the length, etc., I post it on a niche kind of site for small business articles. There's lots of things that I do on any blog post, but I also spend a few minutes every single day wondering, who should read this blog post, right? I email people. Some of you reading this or watching this video may have gotten an email from me before this. Is, hey, I wrote this and I thought of you. Or I will put it in front of somebody from the media. I'll put it in front of an editor for a particular magazine or a business journal that I'd like to write for. I want to make sure that I am in control and that I am the one who is drawing traffic here. Anything that happens outside of that, always a bonus. Always a bonus. But we always want to start with the fact that no one's going to read our blog, and then know that driving traffic to our blog is something that we need to be doing. To answer the time question regarding how much time this takes, it takes me about 15 minutes to promote a new blog post. It takes my assistant about 45 minutes to promote that blog post through the next 2 weeks. So we're talking about an hour. And if you have written a blog post, right, it really behooves you to get the most mileage out of it. You don't have to spend a full hour. I spend 15 minutes. I outsource the rest. But even those 15 minutes assures me that I get eyeballs to this content. And those eyeballs are people that this content could help. So consider where you could post, where you could share. Maybe it's your local NAWBO page. Maybe it's in a small business forum on Facebook. Maybe it's through, obviously through all of your social media channels you want to share. But you want to, in a LinkedIn group, think about the different avenues that you have to draw traffic to your blog post. And don't skip them, right? If you've taken the time to write it, to edit it, to post it, for God's sakes, let's carve some paths so that people read it. It's up to you. Always assume no one's going to read that. Finally, I want to talk about what I promised was my crazy like a fox strategy that actually began when I was working with an author. And the standard sort of way we write, whether we're writing a book or a blog post, we have in mind who we would love to have read this, right? Maybe it's the editor of Entrepreneur Magazine. Maybe it's the CEO of a company that you are targeting. Maybe it is a multi-level marketing leader that you're hoping will bring you in to speak. Whatever it is, right? I used to just write and then hope, right? And even pray, like, I want to get this in front of the right people. Here's what I found works like a charm. I call it deliberate mentions. And when I am writing a post, and the truth is, I am hoping that so-and-so is going to read it, I mention them in it. I quote them in that blog post. I talk about a conversation that we had. I will put up a picture of he and I or she and I, because if I want to get their attention, then the best way to do that is to mention them or their industry or their company in a blog post. And then, you guessed it, emailing them and saying, hey, I just quoted you in a recent blog post or in a recent article. I'd love your feedback, and doing that kind of stuff, because when people see that, their ears pick up. I wonder what she's saying about my industry. And so it creates a curiosity that goes beyond general curiosity. We are a what's in it for me society. And so if you want to get someone's attention, write about them, tag them in your post, and bring them to that page. There is much more in store for people willing to blog for bucks and blog for business in the paid program. And there's still time to join, but I want to tell you a little bit about why you might not want to join. You might think that blogging doesn't work for you or for your industry, or that you don't have time to blog. And here's the deal. If blogging is not working for you, and for most people it has not been working, you really don't have time to continue to blog the way you have been blogging, right? Our time is way too precious. Our elbow grease, our sweat equity needs to be spent somewhere where it's fruitful and profitable. I get that. But we all have time to do what does work. And blogging is something that can and will work for you if you are doing it strategically, right? It'll help you generate leads. It'll help you convert leads. It'll help you demonstrate authority, command higher fees. Blogging is this like triple threat of a marketing strategy. Very few people do it well, right? Everyone's told to do it. Most people have tried to do it. Very few people have done it well and strategically. That's what I'm going to be showing you guys in the paid program. But there's not that much more training in the paid program. It's really all about the doing and the flexing and the real-time course corrections that we're making together. And let's say that you do not have time to write one more blog post. I hate to hear that. But I can still show you how your blog can make a lot more money for you and bring in a lot more business from you simply using the blog post that you already have. In fact, simply using 14 specific blog posts that you've already written, and how we can infuse your blog with more profit without writing an additional word. I'm going to show you how to feign consistency when you can't actually deliver it. I'm going to go into how to choose how long or how short your blog posts are. This is completely dependent on your goals for your blog, and it is not dependent on everything else you're reading out there about people's attention span and stuff like that. I'm going to share some crazy hacks to make blogging faster, easier, more enjoyable, but more importantly, more profitable. And then I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to comment on your blog. I'm going to share your blog. We're going to have comment carnivals. There's going to be accountability. There's going to be a date with your blog, extra challenges, extra things, kind of to take the blogging and put it on steroids. Little short 30-minute things that you can do to make your blog more profitable and more beneficial for your business. I'm going to show you how to get your blog more trafficked, more known, and far more profitable between now and the end of 2015. It's going to be a game-changing experience for people who go through it. And we do have 13 spots left in this program, and I would love for you to be one of them if you've gone through this training, if you've seen some value in it, if you know that your blog has more potential than you have seen in terms of profit. This program is for you, and there's a link just below this video where you can find out more information and join us. If you have any questions for me, email me at michelle@bmichellepippin.com. Do it quickly. There's only 13 spots left. And if you are seeing this video after October 5th of 2015, you missed the live version of this program, but I will launch it again. And I look forward to seeing you in the program. Talk to you soon. Bye.